Hey y'all, my name is Yin. Welcome to my channel. I'm doing a reading for Cancer. Happy birthday to all my Cancers. I know it's Cancer season. Alright, this is going to be a general reading for the energy of Cancer. I do my intentions are for the sun signs, of course. But I feel we all have access to all of the energies of the zodiac, so feel free to watch any reading that you feel you resonate with that particular energy. If you're feeling in Scorpio energy, Cancer energy, Leo energy, feel free to use your own discretion on what you watch. Also remember it's because it's a general reading, it's not going to relate to every single individual out there. What is there, like a million Cancers? So yeah, take what resonates, put it in a situation that it needs to be. I might be referencing maybe a person when for you it's a job or a family member or a lover, or so place it how it resonates. I will just be speaking on where my energy feels it is the most relative for the general, at least for the general people watching this video. All right, and this is for Cancer right off the bat. I got Temperance. That's given me very much communication, even though Temperance doesn't. I feel like I'm feeling that the theme is communication for Cancers. But we got Temperance, that is balance, and also pretty much trying to balance the polarities within oneself, the dark parts of us, the light parts of us, in order to be more aligned within our spirit, as well as being aligned with our purpose, and having patience, knowing that what you've manifested and what you've hoped for and what you've worked hard in will achieve. Pretty much once you put it out there, having some faith. Not a lot of people like that idea of faith, especially when it comes to free will, but you have to be able to understand that the divine, or the universe, God, however you see fit to identify what is source, has to be able to do the work that it's going to do after you put out what you need to manifest. What's challenging that? The Ace of Wands. This is that initial spark of energy, that new flame that you have writing inside of you that wants to take action. So maybe a lot of you guys are also wanting to take more action into something or someone, but feeling like you can't as of yet. What's in the environment? Eight of Cups, walking away. So whatever this person or situation is, I'm really feeling that a lot of you guys are feeling the need to, if you haven't already, walked away from a person or a thing because it was out of your control, or you felt like there wasn't anything else you could do. But I feel like the challenge here, being with the Ace of Wands, it's like you want to do something about it, and you are required to be in a state of patience and balance within yourself. This is also giving me, because the sun and the moon, this is more of like our soul versus our emotions. A lot of you guys want to act out, but you don't want to necessarily act out emotionally. But we, as we know, our emotions are usually a tell sign of what's going on in our soul, right? So it's more about making sure those are in sync and making sure we're balanced within before we go forth with any kind of new action with something. What's crowning your thoughts here? What's crowning the Cancer's thoughts? Okay, the Sun. All right, so I feel like, and I got the King of Pentacles, I've noticed at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, emotions have been big in terms of being able to understand how to communicate. And when I think of the Sun, I'm looking at it here as well in Temperance, and I just said we have to balance the soul, the source within us, which often is the Sun, right? But also our emotions as well, which do give us, an idea of a feeling of what we're feeling about maybe ourselves or somebody else or the particular situation. But this is more so trying to go within oneself rather than just having emotions just control how you go about your actions. Also, I'm feeling like some of you guys are probably feeling more, even if it's not in just your emotions, it's more feeling like a little bit on your dark end. I'm feeling a little like when someone feels a little bit more on their dark side, and really wanting to balance out with some happiness, with some sense of self, like that inner child, bring that back, that light back. And I feel like this is what you guys are trying to do, as I could tell with this Ace of Wands. And with the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, that's just telling me that you guys want to feel more stability within oneself. Let's see, where did you just come from? What's the energy Cancers just had to deal with? The Eight of Wands. So there was some communication or fast movement. Definitely was communication and fast movement. This could have been an argument I'm seeing as well, only because this is making me feel that with the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Cups, like a big, huge possible argument or walking away, or a passionate, like, boom, this is what it is, and then walking away. I also see the sun here. I gotta say, if you could see that. See the sun in the horizon, how she's walking away. So a lot of you guys have definitely been thinking about, and with some of you already doing so, walking away from something that just wasn't making you happy and made you feel off balance. Made you feel like that flame inside of you, or that sun inside of you, you know, just was stifled in some way. What's definitely coming for our Cancers and those in Cancer energy? Okay, the Six of Wands, recognition. And with the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, kind of feeling stuck in one's head. You see how she's stuck in her head? She feels she's stuck within a situation or on a thought, and that's all mental. When we're talking about the Eight of Swords, she's not, you know, you could tell she's not even really in that. And with the Six of Wands here, this is recognizing oneself, or recognizing, it's kind of, you know what it gives me? It's give them their flowers while they're here. And I definitely feel like you're recognizing yourself in a lot of ways. I don't, you know, for this reading, I'm not particularly feeling, for most of you, that this is involving maybe a lover, significant other, or, you know, someone you care about. It definitely could. Your relationships could reflect what's going on within, which I feel like that's the majority of our relationships, right? Our relationships reflect parts of ourselves, depending on how they're going as well. And I feel like, you guys came from a lot of just, you know what this is giving me too, build up. You know, when somebody, like, when you shake a soda, or and it's just build up until, like, pop, it explodes. And I feel like you guys have had that feeling of wanting to do that and walk away from a lot of things that made you feel stifled and suppressed within. And so, yes, you guys want to pop out and be all in your glory, you know, and recognize oneself and be recognized and say, hey, this is who I am. This is how I want to be, speak, talk, work. But I also notice that you guys are trying to balance that as well, not to be doing it in the extreme. Because what I'm looking at here is a lot of you guys have held back too much, been too suppressed within oneself and your emotions, maybe not communicating well, or communicating with yourself on how you really feel about things, what you really want to do, let alone with others. And now maybe you're feeling the other extreme of that. And I think the present moment is having to balance that. So what's hiding from our Cancers? Okay, Nine of Cups. So for this to be in the hiding energy, honestly, it's given me very, what is your goal here? Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to find your inner happiness? Why do you want to balance your dark side with your light side? Why do you need patience? Why do you want to reignite the spark within yourself? Do not forget about the emotional satisfaction that I think we all need in order to be happy. We have to be happy within ourselves before we can be happy with any other things. Watch how you're going about that happiness. Nine of Cups also can speak of overindulgence. So if you are smoking or drinking too much, or indulging in something too much, maybe eating too much food, or just being overly possessive, not overly possessive, overly like, over analytical about what you're eating, doing, drinking, you know, maybe you're doing something excessively and it feels very healthy. Just try not to go overboard with that, and really remember what truly makes you happy, not something that is immediate kind of gratification, which is more so of a temporary indulgence, rather than something that can be like the sun, that can last much longer and burn much longer and burn much brighter. What is the strength here for our Cancers. That's an automatic. Oh, death. Okay, so with this deck, it's death and rebirth, which I find to be beautiful because I feel like death is more so a transition. It doesn't always need to be literal. And for you guys, that kind of rebirth into coming into a new, you see how within he looks like the whole, the guy of death and everything like that, but within you got the cosmos, the universe, the earth, you know what I'm saying? You're seeing the stars, and I really feel like it's more about, it's giving me very shed yourself, because I spoke earlier about feeling suppressed or having gone through a situation where you had to suppress yourself, and a lot of this is about really kind of taking off this cloak, you know what I'm saying, and going into a more self-actualized version of yourself that is more truer to your essence than anything you've shown on the outside and displayed on the outside to others or yourself. I will be clarifying these. I will be clarifying what's hiding from you as well as your strength. Let's see the spiritual guidance. What is the advice? Okay. What is the advice for the Cancer energy, please? Okay, justice. Again, with the balancing here, with temperance, you see. With justice, however, it has a lot more to do with karma and being able to balance scales that were once in their extreme. So maybe this has a lot to do with righting wrongs. Maybe you feel like you've wronged yourself. Maybe you feel like you've wronged others. I shouldn't have been messing with this person. I shouldn't waste all this time at this job. I shouldn't have. It's just really, it's continuing the pathway to which you are. I'm getting something else. Give me a second. It's not only righting your own wrongs. Not that I'm saying you did anything wrong to yourself, but I feel like many of you might have felt like you have wasted time and stuff like that. But I'm also feeling this has to do with allowing other people. This might have been a significant other, or somebody that you might have just wasted your time on. It's about kind of like, all right, I spent a lot of time loving somebody else and not loving me, so now I'm going to do so. I'm going to right my wrongs. For some of you, you have going through with that suppression. Whether you realized it or not, you have wronged people in your life by suppressing. Because when you suppress your light like this, what you essentially did was lie to yourself. And if you're lying to yourself, you can't really tell the truth to other people. But for some of you, this has a lot to do about reflecting with others, seeing yourself within them, seeing how you've caused things. And it's giving me very accountability. Like, yes, this might have done me wrong and this wasn't my fault and this happened and that happened, but I also need to take accountability and now balance the scales of everything I've done, because I've been feeling like I'm in the dark and now I need more light to balance that, to counteract that, you see? And that's why you're in this space with learning a little bit more patience with yourself, because I feel like some of you guys might be maybe in a little bit extremes. Maybe you're feeling really manic and really excited, and all of a sudden you're feeling down and I don't feel like working out. I don't feel like trying today. I don't feel like doing this, even though you were so excited about, stepping on into the light of yourself. Be patient with the process, okay? What's the most potential outcome for the Cancer energy, please? I got 2 cards here. I got Judgment and I got the Knight of Swords. All right, this is giving me very much speaking your truth. The Judgment is about, it's kind of like test day, how I see Judgment, how she is, who is she truly? On Judgment Day, this is what matters. This essence here, not her, not this outside, not anything that we project onto others or out to others. It's really the truest essence of ourself. And the Knight of Swords is a message, and being able to communicate that. It's a message of communication. This could be you running off to be more expressive about yourself. This is what it's giving me. It's giving me for some of you guys as well that you guys might have a moment of, for some of you guys, you might get into not a confrontation, because that sounds a little aggressive, but just a moment of just sitting down with somebody important that you're thinking of during this reading and speaking to them. Hey, I'm actually not happy doing this. I'm not happy doing that. I have to do this. I have to do this particular thing. Maybe something that you've kept away and decided not to do because you felt like you might have been spreading yourself thin and pulling your way from other responsibilities when it comes to relationships with others or other responsibilities that you might have in your everyday life. But this is giving me I need to do this no matter what. I know I need to do this for you. I know I need to go to work. I know I need to, spend some time with my loved ones, with my significant other, with my friend or anything like that. But I need to do this for my health. This is truly what I need for my inner self. That's looking like the most potential outcome that's going to come up. But let's go ahead and clarify. I would like to clarify this Ace of Wands, this new passionate spark I'm seeing within. Clarify the Ace of Wands for the Cancer energy. Knight of Swords. I got it again. It's the same as over here. Okay? So when you feel that rise up within you to take action, I feel like you will find it necessary to communicate it. And I think this is why I got the message, the download, that communication is so important for Cancer right now, because I think that it's not even so much that you've put yourself maybe in the suppression or just kept within your shell. You kept that shell so bright, and the shell of the crab, right? Bright and shiny, took care of it, waxed it, but didn't really take care of the gentle softness waters within, the truer essence of yourself. And I'm saying waters just because you guys are Cancer, but it's looking like a lot of that energy when it comes to acting out how you need to act out, talking how you need to, expressing what you need to express. This is a newfound way of expression and sticking to that. And a lot of you guys is a true test of that with this Judgment card, because that was paired with the Knight of Swords as well. Remember, that true test of acting that out is going to be you communicating better, not only with yourself, within yourself, but as well as others, using more honest, blunt, no sugar-coated, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, not trying to convince yourself out of things or into things that you don't want to be out or into, just pretty much keeping it a buck. Honestly, that's what I'm getting for that. Let's get this environment here. What is you walking away from that's in your environment? The Hanged Man. Let me clarify that once more. I feel like there's another there. And the Hermit. Yeah, with the Ten of Wands. The Hermit is someone who is more introverted, isolated. Can you see that? Introverted, isolated. He has his own light to kind of guide him within. And I feel with the Hangman, you've been in that space for quite some time. I think it's coming out with the Eight of Cups walking away. I feel like you realized in this space that some of you guys, it's nothing wrong with being introverted, but there's a difference between being introverted and just blocking out the world. There's a difference between inner peace and just total seclusion. When, how they say when people are secluded from human contact, that it does affect how they are able to communicate with other people. And I do feel like that has a lot to do with this. I might not be describing it right, but it has a lot to do with this. Being in this Hangman mode, also this woe is me, it's giving me very woe is me, where it's like, I have to sacrifice this and I have to sacrifice that, and it's because I have to keep to myself because other people are crazy. I don't know really the reason. I don't know if this is one particular person or if this is a general thing you've been doing with yourself. It just depends on whoever's watching. However, that time has come to be over. That's no longer emotionally satisfying you. With the Eight of Cups, that means all the cups is empty. You have to go forth to find a new thing that's going to emotionally satisfy you. And this hidden woe is me, I'm just going to keep to myself because people do me dirty, or people don't understand me. That's what it's giving me. I do feel like the Hermit especially tends to be misunderstood by others. And I think you're walking away from that because you're realizing the burden behind that at the bottom of the deck with the Ten of Wands, realizing the burden behind just, they're not understanding you. They're not understanding you because you need to communicate. You need to be more expressive. You don't have to be out here being all introverted and talking to all types of people, but you do have to speak your piece. When there's time to speak your piece, it's time to speak your piece, instead of just staying in a very self-martyred, victimizing stance. I'm not trying to say you guys are victimizing yourself. I just feel like for some of you, and me seeing this in your environment, it's making me feel like at the very least, y'all are realizing it's not doing you any good. So I feel like that's a beautiful thing that you guys are being able to walk out of that, and whatever you did learn about yourself when you went inwards into that seclusion, I feel like you're taking it forth. You're taking that light forth. And I really feel like in this reading for the Cancer energy, this Hermit is, which also the hermit is some form of like crabby thing as well with the shell and everything, but I feel like you're coming out of this seclusion and taking that light that you found within yourself, and you're ready to express it. It's just a matter of how now, and I think you guys are learning that as well. Let me clarify the Nine of Cups in your hidden energy, because I got kind of two different readings. I got, for some of you guys, you might be self-indulging, and the focus, a lot of the focus for you guys should really be, what is the true thing that emotionally makes you feel fulfilled in your spirit, you know? Like, yes, we like a good drink, we like a good smoke, we like a good, you know what I mean? But what's gonna have more lasting effect within? You see, again, with this light inside of her, it's around her heart, you know? What's your truest heart desire? So why is this hidden? Okay. With the Sun at the bottom of the deck here, in my clarifying deck, I have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so this is definitely tied to money for a lot of you guys. And I feel this is a opportunity for something of value, right? And you want to be able, for your emotional fulfillment, to reflect the value that you want in your life, the kind of abundance in your life. It doesn't always have to be money. However, I think with this Ten of Cups also, I think with the Ten of Cups also here, I think it's like, why do you want this money though? Is it just to buy things you need? Is it to be stable with your loved ones around you? Some of you probably some of you probably have a family. Some of you might have a significant other. Maybe you want to take care of a parent. I'm not really sure, but what's going to emotionally satisfy you? Like, you want to get from the Ace to the 10, right? But I think you got to really consider the energy and this flame I talked to you about, and where you're going to put that when you use this seed to plant into the ground, to build your money tree, if you will, to invest in what you need to invest in. So don't just go running the money and anything that feels stable just because you want to be able to provide it for everybody and then forget about yourself. I think some of you guys do tend to forget about what you truly, truly need, and then band-aid it with other indulgences that are temporary and don't serve you. Okay, what else do I want to clarify before we end this? I don't know if I want to clarify the Death card in your strength. I feel like that's self-explanatory. Let me get one card for that. Judgment. Now we're talking about judgment again. A judgment is that coming out. You see the difference here? It's like they're both coming out of their shell. She's coming out of her shell. That is, you know, we're more than our bodies, which is essentially the shell we live in. And they're coming out of these bubbles, you know, coming out of the bubble. That's what I was speaking on taking off that cloak. So that I felt like that wasn't necessarily needed to clarify. Let's clarify the spiritual guidance. We'll do that for now. Clarify the Justice card. Can you even see that? I got a lot going on here, sorry. Strength. That has a lot to do with balancing. And the Hierophant. Okay. And the Nine of Cups at the bottom, that emotional satisfaction and fulfillment, okay, within oneself. So with the Strength card, this is compassion, this is courage, this is the ability of, you know, with strength, you know, when people think of strength, they think of like, if you can punch something or lift something that's super strong or super difficult, then you must be really strong. But you see how she's dealing with this whale? She's just gently trying to get him out. She's not manhandling the whale. She can't anyway, right? In the original decks, you know, it's a woman holding a lion's mouth gently, but to make sure she is not bitten. So it's some form of kind of control and discipline. And it's more a natural thing rather than I'm trying to force this to happen or I'm going to let this out loose. I think, again, this speaks a lot about balance, you know? And with the Hierophant, I think this has a lot to do with your belief systems. Like, what's your core blueprint of your morals and values. I do feel like that's being reassessed as you're learning your strengths. Think of your life, if it was like a scale. You put okay, I need a little bit of that, but I also need a little bit of this. I need a little bit of that, but I need, you know what I mean? And knowing like, okay, I don't want to just put all of them in just this one area. I don't really exactly know. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, let's say you're not getting too well along with someone, and you feel like it's all their fault, or maybe you feel like it's all your fault. This is telling me that's not the case. This is telling me everybody has something to hold themselves accountable for. And remember what you believe in. Remember that you want to hold others accountable just as much as you want them to hold accountable. Also, this is giving me very treat others how you want to treat onto you. You believe that people should communicate a lot better. You need to be practicing that as well. You need to be able to be balancing that. I'm not saying look to the next person, but find out what is your love language. How do you communicate to others? So I feel like that's the reading. I feel like I could go deeper, but honestly, I think that the focus right now should be where you are with balancing within oneself, and as you're experiencing and learning new ways to be outwardly expressive. Okay? Because this is going to come. This is going to happen for you. This has definitely happened for you. That recognition. You recognize yourself. You can recognize others and what they mean to you and how they're important to you. The things that you do, the things that your hobbies or your job or your, passions or anything that you choose to go about, they will happen. Because you have decided to take this new flame within you and search for the sun within you, and you learning how your emotions balance with all that is a very beautiful thing. I just keep focusing on that, and most importantly, be patient with the process. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I feel like that's it. Go to my description box for any information you may need, and hit me up if you need a personal reading for more detail. Bye.